The first time he put a pickaxe through the bonnet of my car, filled it with petrol, and set fire to it.
So where would you say this story begins?
20 years ago or so, when my now ex-wife walked through the doors of the Drama Society in Teesside University. That's when I first saw her. All of a sudden, here was someone who was pushing for my attention. Was it too hard, too fast? Absolutely. Did I realize that? No.
How would you describe her?
She was bubbly, vivacious, energetic. All of those things never changed, if that makes sense. It just became more of, it's smothering, it's overwhelming. I had different people telling me, perhaps, you know, it's too much, but she would control my time. So there was no time to see friends. There was no time to go home to family. I felt as if I had no choice, that the wheel was turning and I couldn't stop it.
And now we have this young man who's almost giving up his desires, his dreams, to provide.
Yes. So what does that young man do? He gets married.
How did you propose?
I didn't. She asked me to propose. When my daughter came along, there was a seismic shift. The light switch was, if I want to be the father that I think my daughter deserves me to be, I can't do that within this relationship. So I did what I had to do, and I had to leave. Unfortunately, we had to go through the legal system. As that happened, things got progressively worse and worse. Victoria had been trying to take Grace away, and one way of her doing that was to portray me as a drug-dealing, gang member, paedophile. Paedophilia is a very, very emotional topic. Connecting that to me was something that was a common theme.
Being accused of being a paedophile is a huge thing, a drug dealer, a criminal. Did you ever think somebody believed that?
Unfortunately, a lot of people believed it. Or you go to the school to pick up my daughter, and of course, nobody would talk to me. The stigma is real, and it was horrible, it was horrific. The first time that someone made an attempt on my life was Victoria's new husband.
What do you mean, an attempt on your life?
What he did was, he put a pickaxe through the bonnet of my car, filled it with petrol, and set fire to it. That fire spread to the house. The front of the house caught fire, blew in the windows, and the front of the house completely burned. When Victoria's husband was arrested, they searched their bedroom and they found multiple mobile phones. On those mobile phones were the same number that had been used to text me. There had been a warning telephone call to the police to time them, to see how long it would take for them to react. Even at that point, we didn't realize just the lengths that Victoria was willing to go to. She made herself homeless. She tried to put herself into a women's refuge on the basis that, you know, she was scared that I was going to find an attacker, when, of course, it was proved to be the opposite. She offered money to people who she thought could connect her with various criminals. She would try to get a gun. It started low, £5,000. By the time she was arrested for arranging the hit, you know, the price had risen to £16,000, £18,000.
Which is nothing in comparison to human life, if you think about it.
The last one was the most professional, the most willing to go ahead. Her boyfriend at the time thought that she was having an affair. And so he recorded her. The man that he thought that she was meeting turned out to be him arranging my murder.
How did that make you feel, knowing that she was so close to finding someone to murder you, to cease your existence?
I didn't sleep for a long time. We were on high alert. We moved 3 times in the space of, a year. Impossible for it not to affect you. Registering what was happening was impossibly difficult. The person that I thought I knew, the person that I married, the mother of my daughter, had gone. I could blame myself. I could blame her. I could blame the judge. I could blame everybody. But that wasn't going to get me anywhere. It certainly wasn't going to make life any better for my daughter. She was the one that needed me. No one else.
Do you feel that being a man, it's harder to deal with some of the things you faced?
I'll be the first to admit that I am not fixed. You've got to find ways to say the world as a whole is not full of people who will do that. There are people. There are people who will take what you've got and they will never give anything back. And you need to be able to recognize them before it's too late. But if you can find the others, then you grab them and you hold on to them. It's ways that you can feel safe and secure, and you can have that.
Thank you.
Selling drugs is actually wrong. You shouldn't stab people, you shouldn't shoot people. I'm then expected not to do that again. There's a lot of camera still.
So tell me about the beginning, little Sosa.
Originally, I was born in Nigeria, and my mum left around the age of 2. My dad got married to my stepmom before coming to the UK. I was then sent to move over to meet my dad. Shortly after coming into the UK, my stepmom became verbally abusive, but then turned to being physically abusive. And my father, at that moment of time, chose to not believe his wife was abusive. It was like I couldn't stay here no more. I ran away.
At the age of 8?
Yeah.
So you're in foster care now. You needed that love. That's what you were craving for. Where did you find your people?
So I'm just literally being a normal kid. And after going to the park a lot, I met kids in the park. And these kids were a lot older than me too. And I used to have my bike, so they used to just tell me, deliver this or do that.
Delivering to where?
I'm delivering to houses.
Okay, so they're asking you to take things on their behalf.
Yeah, so for me it's like helping my friend, I'm saying to you.
Did you know by this time what it was you were delivering?
Nah, at this moment of time, I've not clocked that this is crack cocaine and this is heroin. I was in an addict's house, and in the evening, I was trying to find out where, obviously, the oldest was. No one was answering the phone. The addict kept on coming for little rocks that I was told to give him whenever he wants.
And you slept there? And
I slept on the sofa.
What did you eat?
The addict will go to a shop, bring me a pizza or whatever. Obviously, if we say I went there on a Monday, unless it's not the Wednesday, by the evening now, there's a knock on the door. Then the front room door burst open and I had a firearm being pointed at me. And I had loads of people in the house with knives and machetes. Straight away for me, it was like, I was gonna die. I really thought I was gonna die first. I mean, I'm telling them everything right now. I'm literally telling them who brought me. I'm telling them these people brought me. No one isn't answering. I wanna go home. And in the car, obviously I have the drugs and I also have the money. So at this moment in time, I'm speaking to the elders in the car and I'm like to them, oh, I got these things, what do I do with them? I remember they did that to me, keep it. And we're talking nearly 3-4 grand. That, okay. Shortly after that, I started getting phone calls and I'm getting told, you owe us money, and if we don't get our drugs or our money back, we're gonna kill you or your foster care. I was given a revolver 380, which is a firearm.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 11.
So at 11, they give you this gun and say you're going to use this to protect yourself.
Yeah.
How did you feel holding that gun?
I would say at a young age, I slightly lost a sense of what safety was. And them then telling me that this is the only way that these people are gonna literally leave you alone. Do I have any other choice?
I guess you trusted them because they brought you back from that place you were left.
To me, they were my savior. So they started looking after me. If I needed to be clothed, they clothed me. If I needed food, they'll make sure I'm fed. For me, it made me feel included. It made me feel like this is my family, this was my everything. So when someone tells you to bring a firearm from Liverpool back to London, you're not gonna see anything wrong with that. I was being given different firearms at different times. So it could have been a handgun, or it could be an automatic machine gun, or it could be a shotgun. I was then slowly showed how to use the firearm, how to strip it, because obviously transporting firearms, you need to be able to take it apart and put it in different parts of the vehicles. And then later on, I was introduced to the county lines, and that's when I'll probably say I understood what I was selling. I was transported by my elders everywhere, all over the UK. So now I'm with basically other gang members in a different area, basically doing things for that gang.
So you're working full time?
Yeah. Then now I'm learning about robberies, I'm learning about all these type of things. I was constantly on edge, I was constantly in survival. You have to worry about the person who's giving you that drugs. Then after that, you have to worry about the addict who you're serving to. Then you also have to worry about the police. Then you also have to worry about an enemy. You can get shot, you can get stabbed, you can get injected. There's so much things that can happen to you. It became so normal that it's like an everyday thing. You get to a point where you've been fighting all your life, and it's like, I can't be bothered to fight no more. I come to a point where it was like, okay, let's draw a line. Then to the elders, for them it's like, they started losing their control, so they need to make an example out of me. So I was told to hold a firearm at 6 o'clock in the evening. 4 o'clock in the morning, I was being raided by armed police because they were giving information that I had a firearm in the house. That's when it really hit me that this was planned. I was introduced to my immigration solicitor while I was in H&P Feltham. She wanted to know everything, and I told her everything. She was like, okay. I was told that, you've been groomed. Like, I'm the guy that when people are saying, either you're gonna end up in jail, or you're gonna end up dead, I'm who they're talking about. So for me, it was like, I already accepted how this story was gonna end. So for someone else to tell me that this story wasn't gonna end the way I thought it was gonna end, it was like...
This whole experience that you've gone through, which is, mind-blowing, what has this really taught you as a person?
It has taught me that to never give up, that no matter how dark the situation is, that your trauma doesn't define who you are, but instead it could be your strength on what you become.